Everyone, welcome to the planning board meeting of January 21st, 2020. Would you all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Appointment of alternates this evening. We have four members, so we do have a quorum, but if you would want Ron, I can appoint you as an alternate. You are an alternate.
I am.
All right. Would you mind being an alternate if we need you?
Not at all.
Okay, I'll appoint Ron Stevens as an alternate. Roll call of members present. Michael Proto, Chair.
Kimberly Queen and Vice Chair.
Ron Stevens, alternate.
James Buffetti, member.
Kevin Lynch, Selectman Rep.
Okay. And we have with us this evening Cassie Mullen from NRPC. Welcome. Jay couldn't make it tonight, so she's filling in for us. And I'm sure she's going to have a lot to say about the transportation chapter as we come through it. First order of business, public input on non-agenda items not on the agenda for this evening. I would open up the floor to input on non-agenda items. I don't see anyone in the room. So therefore, I will close public input on those. The first order of business this evening is a revision to the previously approved subdivision plan for 124 Hillcrest Road, Brookfield Acres, map 15, lot 14, state of Fred D. and Janet M. McQuestion, amending the stormwater infiltration for New Hampshire Department of Environmental Services, New Hampshire DES. I talked to Joan this afternoon. The applicant wished to defer this to another meeting, a date and time certain. Apparently, they aren't finished with any issue, the issues that they have. They want to see if they can work something out before coming into the board. So with that said, it doesn't look like they're going to be coming in tonight. I try to think what we could do is have them perhaps for another agenda, for another meeting. But I guess I'm gonna have to find out when that is. I don't know when they're coming in. Have you heard anything, Cassie, from Jay mention it or?
Jay said they wanted to be continued to a date and time certain, so
They did,
maybe
okay.
try for next month.
All right. We do have another hearing next month. We obviously have another applicant coming in to do with for an amended site plan. If we want to have them on the agenda for the next meeting, we could. And maybe we can put that on for next time, February 4th, if that works for everybody. With that, I entertain a motion to have the applicant for tonight, Hillcrest Road, 124 Hillcrest Road, appear on February 4th, 7 p.m. here in Town Hall for a hearing.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have a discussion? All those signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, abstained, motion passes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 0.
Guy in red.
I know.
Okay.
My flannels on.
Oh, I hope so. Next order of business, second public hearing for zoning amendment from March 2020 town meeting, electronic message signs in all districts except the residential district subject to certain requirements. I'm going to turn this over to Cassie about this. Actually, this is a public hearing tonight for this. So actually, I would open it up to public hearing. First of all, if there's any members of the public who wish to speak on this issue, I don't see anybody in the audience this evening. So it doesn't look like we're going to have people for public hearing. But is there anything you wish to add, Cassie, to this? Or
No, I believe this is what Jay had for final wording.
Okay.
To proposed, so I don't know if anyone wanted to make
So
any changes,
if we
but
look at the electronic sign, we're amending section 1500 signs to provide specific requirements for electronic signs. And we're amending section 1502.02 design and lighting to read as follows. And that would be the language in italics to be removed as shown. Okay. So it would be 1502.02 design and lighting. No reflective material will be used. No banners, streamers, etc. will be used. We're taking out C, which is no neon flashing, moving, or colored lights will be used. D, no lighting shall glare, obstruct, or interfere with vision of drivers on the road. E, which is no changes may be made to the display of any sign which occurs more often than once in a 20-minute period, except for a time/temperature display. And we're adding a new section, 1502.03, to read as follows. Electronic message signs capable of displaying text, symbols, figures, or graphics, which can be electronically or mechanically changed by remote or automatic means, including electronic changeable copy and or electronic graphic display signs, are permitted in the southwestern, northern, and highway commercial districts, the northern and southern commercial/industrial service districts, and the transitional districts, subject to the following requirements. A, electronic message displays shall display static messages for a period of minimum of 20 minutes. B, transitions from one static message to the next static message may include the use of frame effects, so long as such effects do not utilize flashing, scrolling, or in any manner imitate movement. C, electronic signs shall be equipped with automatic dimming technology, which automatically adjusts the sign's brightness levels and shall not be operated at a brightness which is substantially greater than other sources of illumination in the area. D, no flashing or colored lights, except for amber colored lights, will be used. The electronic message display may not exceed 50% of the area of the sign or 16 square feet, whichever is smaller. F, the electronic message display shall be restricted to 3 lines of text only, and no additional symbols, graphics, or images shall be allowed. And G, electronic message displays shall utilize amber or white lights with correlated color temperature not to exceed 3000 Kelvin. So, does the board have any questions about this?
Yeah, I just want to clarify on G. Was that about the wildlife being able to? be
I think that's what
nocturnal?
Kate had brought up at the last meeting.
Is that about the Kelvin?
Yeah,
Okay, because
Yeah.
she mentioned some kind of a
right. Mhm.
hospitals or something, some research.
yeah, he said he did some research
Okay,
and
so it's
that
about the
was what he
Kelvin.
found for
Okay.
like a generic value.
So the bright lights wouldn't disturb the wildlife or,
Yeah, and they'd be like warmer, I
okay, I
think.
just want to
Yeah.
make sure that's what it meant, since Kate was referencing other research.
He did mention that G specifically addressed that. Yep.
Okay,
If there's not any other questions, then I would entertain a motion to move this these amended sections of the zoning ordinance to town meeting.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
second it.
Do I have discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, abstained, motion passes 500. Okay.
I need you to clarify something, I'm sorry on that.
Go ahead.
You made a motion to move these amended items. to
Yes,
what?
to town meeting, to deliberative session.
Deliberative.
Next on the agenda, I can find the agenda. We have a public hearing for the master plan transportation chapter. Again, I'm opening it up to public hearing this evening. I do not see members of the public present for this meeting. Does the board have any questions about the master plan transportation chapter? Cassie, did you want to fill us in a little bit on this chapter? I know that you did some work on it.
I believe I haven't worked a ton on this one, but it just updated and brought the old master plan chapter up to date with pertinent information that relates to today.
Brought it into the 20th century.
Yeah, yep. So it's very similar to the previous master plan in terms of structure and everything. And I'm pretty sure the structure's almost the same.
Yeah.
It's just new information. So I know this is the final draft, incorporated everything that had been talked about in previous meetings. So
I read it.
Yeah, it does look very good.
Yep.
Thanks to you and obviously Jay and
yeah.
the people in NRPC.
It takes a lot of coffee to read this.
Does the board have any questions about the chapter? Any suggestions, ideas, concerns? If not, I would entertain a motion to have this chapter of the Litchfield Master Plan, Chapter 5, Transportation, to be submitted for, actually, no, we don't have to do that. This is it's a master plan chapter. We don't have to do this for town meeting. I'm sorry.
Can
My
vote on it.
apologies. So actually, we can accept this as the master plan.
Yep.
So I would basically make a motion to accept the master plan as written.
So moved.
I have a second.
Second.
You have discussion. All those signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, abstain. Motion passes 5-0-0. Thank you. Okay.
So we can bring final adopted copies
Okay,
next
great.
meeting. Yeah.
Yes, that'd be fantastic. Thank you. Let's see. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm actually, because I know Joan is coming in probably at 7:30, so I'm going to kind of switch around here because I know she has stuff from the Hamel Circle and the release of the escrow. So what I'll do is I'll go to committee reports. Are there any reports from any committees? Anybody have anything? Do you have anything that you'd like to add?
There were two items. For committee report. The NRPC meeting that you and I both attended last time. They really did a good presentation on the housing issue we have with the aging population and really a supply and demand issue. And they're saying that even though towns are realizing some people may want to downsize, if they go to sell their home and move in maybe to a 55 and older community that the town has built, other people from Massachusetts or other towns are moving in, so they really have no place to go. And is the inventory is very low. They're saying like some of the November numbers for the real estate of available homes is down 24% this year. Of the prior year was down even another 25%. So it just seems to be a housing shortage.
Affordable or housing
Of
shortage?
both. That's causing the prices to go higher, supply and demand.
That's the answer. Hasn't changed in years.
I think they said that there might have been a mistake on that because they said Litchfield was expected to grow maybe 4% in the next 10 years, whatever the number was. But they said that we didn't have any senior housing or 55 and older. I think we have to look at their slide sheet before they present that if they're going to go to the state more.
Okay. I can touch
Because
base.
it had like it had the towns that had 55 and older, but Litchfield didn't. I didn't think it said Litchfield had any. I just
It's
wanted
not permitted
verify
anymore
that.
Yeah, there was a.
It's not permitted
Oregon,
anymore.
right?
by zoning,
What's not permitted.
senior housing.
The senior housing
I don't think they called it that on that
or
chart. Yeah,
65 and older communities or whatever.
Same.
but they listed other towns that had them, so I just was
Yeah.
wondering why.
I can
Just
follow
take a look
up.
at the number.
Yeah.
Maybe I misread the title. That's it for committee reports.
Which meeting was it for? The commission?
Hmm?
Which meeting was it for?
NRPC, the last commissioner.
Okay, commission meeting. Gotcha.
Yeah, they did a nice presentation on
Okay.
housing and.
Is that
population
available to
trends.
look at it?
I don't, it could be. I'll take a
I think
look. I'll take a
they
look.
were
while you're
supposed
there.
to provide slide presentation of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that could be
Uh-huh.
posted to us, it'd give us something more to
Yeah.
read.
The whole
It was
section.
actually a pretty good
I can-
presentation. Good job. Conservation is meeting next month. I believe, well, I'm not sure if we're going to be meeting here or at the fire station again. I know the budget committee has this room, But I think usually, I think after town meeting, it comes back here, but we will be meeting the first of the month. In February, the Lower Merrimack River Local Advisory Committee meets this Thursday at Nashua Public Library at 7 p.m. Kevin, I know Troy was talking about the capital improvement plan at one of the last budget committees. I don't know if you've heard anything. He said there was going to be a meeting in January, but I don't know when that is going to be. Do you know?
No, I don't know exactly when. They're still trying to put the committees together, the groups.
Okay,
It's not just one group that's gonna be involved. There's gonna be subcommittees because it's so big.
right.
Okay, the CIP is something that 5 selectmen can't do. It's gonna be done outside because there's so many things going on. You got conservation, school, highway, all these groups are gonna come together and bring in their thoughts
Okay.
and weed them out. And it's something the planning board used to do,
Mhm.
okay?
Right.
Then it got handed into the Board of Selectmen
It was an
a
article or
few
something.
years back.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is how they're doing it. But the school is the biggest factor right there for that CIP because it's all one budget.
And I don't know, I mean, if there's anybody, I mean, as a rep for the planning board, I might be in attendance at that meeting when that happens. But I didn't know if there was anybody else who may have an interest in doing it. So, let me know. But obviously we'll have to find out when that meeting is. It's supposed to, I know Troy said it's going to be in January, but January is coming to an end soon, so I don't know if it's going to be the last day of January.
All I know, we've had 2 selectmen's meetings this week, and we got another in this meeting, and budget's got, but the budget's got their thing going because we got to sign the warrants.
Okay.
So it's hectic.
It is.
It's good for us.
It is. It's a hectic time of year.
Right before deliberative.
Right. And speaking, that's a segue, speaking in
sorry.
deliberative, I guess, I'm not sure, in past years, we've had people present the zoning amendments at the meetings. I remember one year, the moderator did it. So I don't know about this year, but I would be willing to go in attendance and present the zoning amendments to the deliberative session, if that is okay with everybody. And, it's basically just getting up there and speaking to the changes. I doubt there's going to be any questions, but I did it one year and, no one
We said. won't have a large crowd asking questions.
Yeah. So,
Based off what I see here.
yeah. So, I know usually when that happens, Cassie, that in the past, either Jen or Jay has made the reasons for why we're doing things and all that stuff. And maybe you can talk to Jay about that and see if he wants to just submit something
Okay.
so that we have it. So, and also, just going to say something that escaped me. So the deliberative session is February 1st. Is that my understanding? Is it February 1st? I think it's a Saturday,
10 o'clock?
10 o'clock. Okay, so that's at Town Hall. Campbell High School, I'm sorry. Yes, thank you. So yeah, that's in
February
place.
1st, is that what you said?
February 1st.
Wow, it's coming up.
10 a.m. It's almost here.
So.
There isn't much here.
So I have approval of December 3rd, 2019 minutes and January 7th, 2020 minutes. Today, when I have an opportunity to take a look at them, Joan, I think, did a very good job considering the January 7th minutes. They were obviously lengthy, but I think I pulled through them today and they look pretty good. So if anybody else has any questions or concerns,
I do.
all right.
I read it and it's great. But I had a point that I would, it was a long meeting, but I had a point that I would like to be put in there. So do you want to wait till she gets back or do we want to?
Is this referring which minutes?
If we go to page 5.
Of what date?
Oh, on this? Oh, you're talking about the minutes?
Yeah, what
the
date?
7th?
Oh, you're talking about the 7th.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Right, well, we're doing both because we didn't do
Oh, I'm sorry.
last time.
Oh, we
the
didn't, we
ones from
ran out of
last
time. Oh, yeah, that one.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, we
sorry.
can certainly do that.
No, yeah,
um,
which one was first?
You want to jump to the other one while you're here and talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, you tell me. What do you
Yeah.
want to do the
Yeah,
prior
I
one? or
mean-
you
I'm
want-
here for the last
I
one.
don't know what the date on the prior one was.
So, I mean, if you want to discuss it, I guess that's fine. It's just, I just wanted to make sure that,
So you're talking about the December 3rd meeting minutes?
right.
You want to do that first? Or?
Sure. Do you have any questions? Does
No,
anybody
I
have any
thought that
questions
was-
about December 3rd? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
I have
Oh, Jim.
a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have discussion? All those signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Abstained? Motion passes 5-0-0. Okay, January 7th minutes, and I'll let you, if you want to.
Yeah,
I'll
it was
step
long, and I took very Reader's Digest version here, but I think after we were going back and forth a few times, I wanted to make the point, and it'll be on page 6 when she gets here,
Okay.
unless the board, right before 10:20 PM on page 6, right before there was a motion at 10:20.
Okay.
Let's see, let me think about that. Oh, wait a minute, I keep seeing ampersigns. Hold on, never mind, it's not that page. Hold on. But you keep seeing ampersigns, that'll be another fix. Let's see, it's on page 5. Where, or halfway down the page after Kate S., you just see the word discussion. Continues on the siding and the carnage.
Siding, Carnage Horn, about.
I think before that, and I'm not sure where I said it, but we kept hearing both sides of it. And it turned, for me, I made the statement that both sides were correct and both sides were incorrect. And that put us into the dilemma of how do we come down voting
Mhm.
for one of the other. And I think I'm trying to sense, for me, if we're going to have this, again, this is kind of, could be a legal issue, but I just wanted them to sense that the board was in a kind of a dilemma of which way, we would ultimately vote. It was, so, because we went on for at least an hour going back and forth, right? So I just wanted them somewhere that we can, it doesn't have to be I said or whatever, but we were going back and forth, and somebody would make an accusation and then somebody could clarify it. So what they thought they were right, they were wrong, and then there was some things that were wrong. So it was like, we were looking at both sides being correct and we're looking at both sides being wrong. So when we were going to vote, it just put us into a situation of either way, So I don't know if this could be a legal document later, probably not, but for the record, I think I would like my statement in there. That's how I felt,
Okay.
that I could see both sides of it being correct and both sides of it being incorrect based on the evidence they were bringing us.
Okay.
But I'm welcome to any feedback if you think that is not right. That's a big line that I think I put out there. So I wrote a sentence if you'd like it.
So you want to incorporate?
I would
that?
like to, but I don't, it just says that we have this blanket, we had a discussion, that one paragraph, but that was one big discussion going
Yeah.
back and forth for at least a half hour to 40 minutes. Now, that's my opinion, that I believe both are right and wrong, but that's what I was saying, that to vote and to say who was right and who was wrong, I was seeing both sides of that.
Okay.
I don't want him to think it was an easy decision.
So you're looking to?
I would just like to
amend-
add a line above the discussion continues, or above it or in there that, Kim Queenan stated, just so that is on the record that we were put in a dilemma of both being right and both being wrong. And
Okay.
do you come down on one or do you come down on the other? Or do you, the justice and the mercy thing was coming into play, right? Well, really, it was. So,
Okay. Does anybody else have anything they want to add? or-
yeah, there was ampersands all over the place when they started talking about bumper boats, and I don't know what special character she had. And it just could be the printer can't recognize it, but like on page 5, even not before it, if you go to page 4, the first line on page 4 talking about the sidewalk has a % sign, and maybe it's my printer right before the bumper boat. You always see a percentage sign. anywhere you see bumper boats, you see a percentage sign? See my
Yes.
printout,
Yes,
17?
yeah,
But it's
okay.
consistent, but I don't know if it's a special character or not.
Tied to the
But there's only like
percentage.
4 or 5. Anywhere you see the word bumper boat, you kind of see that.
It's actually not a percentage sign. It's a
What is that?
care of.
Yeah.
Is that a care of?
Yeah, you're right, it
Bumper
is.
boats
Yeah.
care of?
Yeah.
Let me see, which one are you reading? On
On
page
top.
5?
The top of
The
page
sidewalk was a
4,
condition.
the first full sentence, sidewalk,
Yeah.
colon.
Yeah.
Sidewalk was a condition subsequent before care of the bumper boat. That's attraction. That's what, it's not a percent sign.
Does that make sense to say before care of the bumper boat? Well, the next one is on the same page, like halfway down, you can see bumper boats is the first
Yep.
word. Bumper boats care of?
Yeah, I don't know what that,
You know what? I'm almost wondering if that is supposed to be certificate of occupancy.
yeah, I might.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, tied to the certificate of, because that's what that was.
What they talked about.
Yeah,
Oh, so we
Can I
need a
just say,
little
It does say
legend on this
CO.
thing.
Yeah, that's what it is.
We have these.
No, but the legend, CO means certificate of occupancy. I would not know that.
I think.
I mean, I know it now,
they would
obviously.
say we ought to
Gotcha.
just amend it.
Right.
That's why sometimes it's in the front and
To say
sometimes it's
what
in the
it is.
back.
Should be a capital CO.
Oh, we should just spell it out.
Right.
We can afford the extra.
For the record,
paper.
I did not have my glasses last week and I did tell the that we could magnify everything on the
That's
screen.
a good point. I mean,
All right, I thought that was just a
Yeah,
font issue,
okay. So we can fix that.
but she did a great job with the lawyer this, that lawyer that.
Yeah, she did a very
This
good
is
job.
a nice checklist for the next meeting. She really did a good job.
All right. So with those changes as amended, I'd entertain a motion to approve the January 7th minutes.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have discussion? All those signify by saying aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Abstained?
Here.
Okay. Motion passes 4-0-1. Okay. What else do we have
Time's up.
here? Any other business? Anything? Does anybody have anything?
Yeah. Well, did we have another thing going to the, well, we approved it last time for all the repetitive wording in our ordinance was going to be collapsed for certain land uses. We did that, I think we did that on the 3rd, just verifying. Let's see, just give me one sec. If I look at the
Jim
7th,
McConnell, let me go see if we can.
Yes,
the
please.
public hearing.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
The
you.
zoning amendments for the public hearing. We already approved the shed and we already approved all the gasoline sales tax wording, right? Okay, I just want to make sure we didn't miss it for tonight. We did that last time, right? Approve those to go to
Yes.
deliberative session?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
That's right.
sorry, thank you.
It was just the sign one.
And this, what about that? Did we do the wording on the gasoline sales? Some both, yeah. Okay,
Yes.
yep, gotcha. Okay. That's it there.
So, James, did you want to mention, I know you would send an email around about the new legislation up in Concord about the planning boards or the zoning. Did you want to
I
send it for information?
one of the things I do at work is I look through the legislative calendar.
Yeah.
And I saw there was 2. I just think that we ought to be aware of it. I don't know what our position
Okay,
would be if we're concerned about it. We may want to talk to our legislators if there is
right.
a concern, but I had no particular interest other than making sure the board was aware that those bills are up there.
Yeah, and just so for those that may not know, there is legislation up in Concord about zoning and planning. They want to make it a requirement for people to do some sort of a training. And I know, who was the state rep from is it Wilmot?
Yeah,
Wilton?
give me a second.
Kermit, I
Yeah,
know his
it's
first name is Kermit.
Yeah,
I forget his last name.
Yep, it's Williams.
Williams, Kermit Williams. I know he was saying something at the NRPC meeting about, you have to complete so many requirements of education. And this bill would ensure that if that person didn't fulfill those requirements, then, and forgive me if I'm speaking incorrectly, but I thought I heard him say that it's possible that you would be taken off of the board and you may not be able to vote. Now, I had a little concern about that only because I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was concerning to me. I think I would be opposed to something like that. I mean, I think
I would,
it
because-
sends a chilling effect on people who want to volunteer in this town
That's
or
correct.
in any town. Also, the fact that there may be a constitutional issue with the
That you
whole
wouldn't be
voting.
able to vote where?
On
On
the
the
town.
board?
On a board,
You had to
On
have
the
so
board.
much training before they'd allow you to.
So
which I'm totally against.
that's my personal take, but but I think, maybe this is something that, if you're interested, as James said,
I look at
talk to
it this way, if you're
legislators.
educated enough to vote in the first place, you should be able to decide whether you can be part of any board and and that's the way it always is. To say that you have to go to training to become a member of that board after you've been appointed, the training is just it's good for you to go to these classes. We'll say we'll offer them.
Yeah.
But there are some folks that have been to them so long, you can only be trained so much. Okay. And anybody in the outdoor world and the indoor world, this class thing is wonderful. If you want to go and learn more, things are changing around. But with our own zoning and the laws, the handouts are pretty clear. Okay. That's how I feel about it.
So I just thought I'd bring it up. I know James had sent an email around, and I know that there was, I'd heard about it from the NRPC meeting, and it did concern me a little bit, only because I think,
So I'm looking at the bill.
Yeah.
It's House Bill 1629. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sponsors, all state reps. And it would require planning board members to complete training covering the processes, procedures, regulations, and statutes related to the board on which the member serves. Because I don't think they provide any funding for that. But I think having some orientation for new board members is probably a good idea, considering the types of things that we deal with. And so maybe that's something that we could do, or there are resources that we could refer people to. I'm not sure that it's something that should be mandated. But in any case, it's something that we have state reps in this town. So if it's something that we feel strongly about, we may want to consider communicating with our state reps.
right. I agree.
I agree with that because
Mhm.
he just said one thing, funding.
Yeah.
Okay. NRPC has been the southern tier of New Hampshire.
Mhm.
Okay. And the middle tier, I'll say that as well. Okay. But, the other tiers are different ones. For years, NRPC, or the New Hampshire Municipal is another one out there prior to.
Association, yeah.
Okay. And I know I've been in the business for a long time and I've been going to school, training. They put us through, the town will put us through it. Okay. Oh, I go because there's very little cost, 99% of the time. Basically, good volunteers. And it's good. I'm not a mandated type person.
And you're right, Mr. Chairman, the legislation says that any member who does not complete the training within the required time period shall be disqualified from voting on any application until such training is completed. So,
Interesting. Well, yes.
I had one more thing that I heard it was going through the House. I don't know if it's going to get approved, or there was a bill that they're looking at for making dog houses compliant. There's going to be standards on dog houses, and if a dog doesn't have one of these, they can't be out more than 30 minutes. There was something that I had read in the paper, so it might become an ordinance if your dog
Good thing they're not in Alaska.
is. I know. I'm just warning you that it might, it was more of an interesting fact, so.
You could find that for me and
I have the
email it to it.
newspaper article.
I love to see it.
Oh,
I'd
yeah,
love to
it's
see
not
it.
in a law yet, they're just
I'd
entertaining,
love to see that one.
proposing it.
I think that is the law in Massachusetts, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The dogs aren't allowed to be kept in dog houses outside.
Well, not a dog house, it had to be a certified, some kind of a
Does it need
approved
heat
dog
and hot
house.
water?
It needs plumbing.
Insulated.
I'll bring that in next time.
I'm
Or
gonna shave the dog and see if he survives.
Well, I'm just saying, if it does pass, we might have to look at that.
Oh, boy.
Interesting.
Pat Jewett smiling on that one.
She is.
Budget meeting.
Switching her around.
Well, we finally made it so that you could come back and join us, Joan. I kind of had to ad lib a little bit here just to keep the meeting going along.
You're holding us up.
I know. So we're going to go right to number 4,
Okay.
Hamel Circle. Vote to send roadway to Board of Selectmen for acceptance as built plans. Road deed and recommendation from LC Engineering have been received. So if you want to let us in.
Yes, we received from K&M Developers in September, and then Lou has gone out there, that they wanted to have their refund of their bond payment for Hamel Circle. So Lou went out and did final inspection. I think I put that on the site, Lou's letter.
Yes.
And I have an as-built plan and I have the deed. So all is good to, and their road was paved 2 years ago. So they had been on maintenance bond. All is good to release, to recommend to the selectmen to release
Okay.
the bond and accept the road.
Okay.
This is the maintenance bond?
No, this is the final. They've been on maintenance for 2 years.
Okay.
So agreeing to go to the selectmen for what? What was it?
Hamel Circle,
For
To
what?
release the maintenance bond.
to
accept the
release the maintenance, okay, yeah, to release the maintenance bond.
Thank you.
road And be confused.
Anybody have any further questions? I would entertain a motion to vote to send to the Board of Selectmen for acceptance, Hamel Circle.
Make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have discussion? All those signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, abstained, motion passes 500.
Are you doing minutes over there? How nice. Are you doing minutes?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Give me a break. January 7th was
I'm not I'm keeping quiet this week.
a little rough.
Tested your will.
You mean I didn't have to?
I heard you writing away on this. It's good.
Number 5, release of the following escrow accounts, Hamel Circle bonds and escrow, Lobster Boat site plan, LKQ site plan /sign. Joan.
So that, if the Board of Selectmen decide to accept Hamel Circle, then we can release their bond and their escrow account. And Lobster Boat is done, that would not need any inspections except by the building department. And LKQ site plan is done, and their sign will only be inspected by the building department. You wouldn't need money for Lou. So it's just Lobster Boat, LKQ, and Hamel Circle.
Hamel Circle. Okay. All right. So I would entertain a motion to release of the escrow accounts for Hamel Circle, bond and escrow, Lobster Boat, site plan, LKQ, site plan /sign.
So
Do I have a second?
is that James?
James.
I'll second it.
Second by Kim. Discussion? All those signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, abstain, motion carries 500. And that brings it to, unless anybody has anything else to add, motion to adjourn.
Did you do
So
the
moved.
minutes?
We did.
Excellent.
We do have just one sentence.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have discussion?
All right, I missed the who and who.
He moved.
Who seconded it?
Uh, He did right there.
Okay,
I'm just shocked that it lasted this long.
okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All those signify by saying aye.
Kevin, 'cause,
Aye.
I missed one.
It moves along faster if you're here.
Those
If I was here, it
opposed?
would've
That's
faster.
the lesson.
Abstain, motion carries 500. All right, thank you for joining us this
Tough
evening.
guy this week.
We'll see you in February. Good night.
Okay.